And we are back. And we went to KCON last weekend, so we're going to do a really quick recap of what we saw, who we saw, and what we think really that the powers that be should do better. So,
as usual, we have thoughts.
We have thoughts. Basically, it was just a lot of fun. We had a really good time. We met with a lot of people. We got to meet people over at Drama Beans, and we got to meet people at Viki and DramaFever, and
some bloggers, casters, young Najima, and the Ajimas too. They were at your Hallyu Fans Over 30 panel.
Yeah.
So, yep. Yeah.
And so it was just a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I think our collective biggest complaint was, and correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, there were literally what? Two K-drama panels total.
Yeah.
That's it.
Total.
Like, we're not even kidding.
3 days.
3 days.
Full days.
2 panels. So we're just saying that as K-dramas kind of start to really take hold here in the United States, that maybe adopt a more Comic-Con ideology, bring in, maybe some panels of the shows, or a writer,
please,
or a movie, and let us, Comic-Con that shit up, because that's what we'd really like to do with the drama.
I mean, CGV was,
right?
CG.
Yeah, they don't know some filmmakers. Just saying. So that would be our only complaint. But other than that, just tremendous amount of fun and meeting some great people.
Yeah,
so.
and special thanks to everybody through Facebook who came out to our live K-drama copy clash. We just sat on the carpet and talked K-dramas. It was so much fun. So thank you all. It was great to meet you.
It was great to meet you. We had a really great time. So, all right, so that's that. So, I mean, why are we here though, ladies? We are here to talk about what we watched this week. And there was a lot. I actually watched a lot of dramas this week. I don't know if I am just in that mood, or I just don't want to think about anything else, or I think life has just gotten the best of me. And when I hit the door at home, I just turn everything else off. So before I start getting way too wordy, let's start with our weekly watch list, Marisa.
Well, I hear you on that because I think I'm juggling 7 or 8 K-dramas right now, which is impossible given how time actually works. Physics.
Time. Speaking of time.
Yes, speaking of time. But the show that I love is My ID is Gangnam Beauty. They are nailing the college experience.
Are.
They're nailing
so
this,
much.
Youth and discovery, and I think I love that it just goes so much deeper than just, who likes whom, and
and the struggles of college.
The struggles of college and a young woman trying to find herself. I mean, there's the patriarchy, there's the idea of privilege, and I'm finding it fascinating.
Fascinating. My favorite thing that I thought this week, because I was a little on the fence like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I like it, I'm not loving it. I thought I was gonna fall off my love, but these 2 episodes this week, when the mom was like, I didn't cheat on your father, I wanted a career.
Yes.
And that I was like, what?
Yes.
It was so good.
Which, is that the mom? His mom?
His mom.
His mom.
His mom.
The CEO of the perfume company. Who
I love
tells our lead girl, I always got whatever I wanted because I was beautiful, which we now see in the frenemy.
Oh, she's diabolical.
She's a snake, that one. But you're seeing all these different generations between our lead guy, his father, his parents, their privilege, and the privilege that comes with being beautiful, the privilege that comes with being a senior in college, and how abusive they are towards the young women in the department. Yeah. So it's just it's really well done, and it's hitting these deeper issues, so and good. I think it's really great.
I agree.
I still like Mr. Sunshine. I wish I liked it more, but this is going to take a deeper dive because there are a lot of things that are problematic about it, and I think I don't even know where to begin. But I'm sticking with it. I want to see where it goes.
Good to know. I was curious.
Have we seen the bloody Yoo Young Suk yet? Because I've seen still shots of him being beaten to a pulp.
I haven't seen it yet.
All right. Keep me posted on this.
I'm behind. I'm an episode behind.
I'm way behind too.
Sexy and bleeding.
I don't want him bleeding. I just want him sexy.
I'm such a simple creature. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, this is we've talked about this. This is a turbulent time in history, moving from Joseon to Korea. And yet I'm not really seeing that. So kind of some big holes in the story there. But the other one that I'm liking is still Familiar Wife or Knowing Wife with Ji-sung. But there's just a lot of regret right now. And the thing is, it's becoming, for me, it's becoming a little too real in a sense, because maybe because I started watching
in
Lovely.
What way?
Well, it's about a marriage that's faltering, and he's got this chance for a do-over, but he's having regrets because his wife in his real life is shrill and demanding, but you see her in
totally
this
stressed out.
Yeah, totally stressed out, and you see her in this alternate reality. And she is confident. She's kick-ass. She's still a caring person, taking care of her mother with Alzheimer's. And you're like, oh, this is who she would have become.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my God. So what's the commentary that getting married and having kids too young, stifles a woman's own blossoming? I was like, okay, is this what we're talking about? So I wasn't really, not quite in the mood for that. My big question marks are time. Because coming off of Come and Hug Me, where the pain was so good, I thought that's what we were going to get with time, but it hasn't really. It's almost too much. It's a little too much. A little heavy-handed.
It is a little too angsty.
It is Milo Infinity.
Yes.
It is Milo Infinity. It is just. I watched the first 2 episodes and I was like, is it possible to pile on any more tragedy? Oh wait. Yes, there is.
Oh, you got to go back and watch Bad Guy now.
Yeah.
I think you're ready for some early 2000s
Bad Guy was
dramas,
fun.
Oh,
there was a fun element to watching that kind of melodrama. But this one is just like,
I'm officially on board to see how they're going to wrap this thing up, because I'm like, this is a hot mess of tragedy, and I need to know what we're going to do with this.
I think I might skip to the end.
Is this one where all episodes are available? So
I don't know. I
don't even know.
There are only 7 episodes. They're only officially 7. They're only maybe about halfway through.
Okay. All right.
This is the one, right as soon as this one's over, we get Terius behind me.
Ooh. My other question marks are 30 but 17. I watched the first episode. It didn't really grab me, but
I have the biggest crush on this show. It is just, I adore it.
So I think I might need to give it another chance. And then Your House Helper, I was enjoying, and I don't know what happened. I think the story's kind of stopped. I think last episode I watched, I think all that happened was that you should maybe eat 1 meal a day that's completely vegetarian. I'm like, that's the date we've been leading up to?
That was it.
That wasn't the date.
That was the pre-date.
That was
like, what is going on?
That was just something thoughtful that he did. Yeah. That was a slow episode. I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
But the one that I've started that I'm enjoying is Lovely Horribly.
Oh.
And it's kind of a
hodgepodge.
hodgepodge.
For that.
It's a hodgepodge of genres. It's about 2 people entwined by fate.
Oh, what? Shut up.
Oh my gosh, this never happens.
Ever.
Yes, it does all the time.
Born on the same day at the same time.
Oh, it's like Sunset. Oh my God. What? They're like Sunsates? Sorry. I jumped to a whole different.
Well, there is a mystical element to it, but this young boy who is sickly, his mother is a shaman. She essentially
say no more. I'm in.
Takes the destiny of the young girl and puts it on her son. So it's about being
that's some fairy tale stuff going on right there.
Thief. And so later they grow up to he becomes a famous, super successful actor. And she becomes a K-drama writer. So there's a kind of behind the scenes of the entertainment business, which I think you will find fascinating.
Yes, I'm so in.
But what's great is that it's a revenge series with a twist.
Ooh,
so she reclaims, through a series of events, her destiny, and I've only just started.
So did she learn? Oh, really? You learn all this is all in one episode.
That was one episode.
Oh my gosh.
2 30-minute episodes. So
wow.
But the setup is really good.
Okay,
and
great.
Song Ji-hyo, huge star. So she's fantastic.
I loved her, and my wife is having an affair this week. But I didn't her in the movie
I never
we
saw
saw.
that one.
Right.
So.
But you know what? It's kind of a hodgepodge of genres. It's a ghost story. There's, the mystical shaman element. There's, he's not a cable, but he's a successful actor, and he's got the ego to go along with it. There's
behind the scenes of entertainment.
Yes, there's the beaten down female who, diminishes herself, and so we know she's going to rise up. But even in the midst of a kind of a violent scene, there was this really funny moment. So I like that they placed it that way, that it's this matrix of different genres, but it seems to be working. It seems to be with the one episode, 2 30-minute episodes. It's off to a good start. So
okay, good. I'm in.
I'm hopeful for that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my list.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. This was the one this week to have one of those weeks where, work, life, not that life, but let's not go there. OCN. My list is.
It's going to be on Netflix in like 3 weeks.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
Obviously, this is a week where I've not been keeping up on much of anything.
We're very excited about that. Jennifer's Jen's hiatus is going to be a life
So
binge
life
fest.
on Netflix and through. Thank you. I'll stop making jokes about it then. Jeez, goodness. So my list is very short this week. So still on the love list is Mr. Sunshine, only because I'm not caught up at all. So
fallen off. Yeah. She's in a holding pattern.
Although I'm a bit worried based on the fact that Jen dropped and Maurice's like, and I was also starting to be like, so we'll see. But I do plan to jump back in and get caught up, and we'll see how I feel after that.
I might need a new strategy, like wait till they're all done and then kind of zip through them.
Oh, for this one. I'm wondering if some of the plot pacing is because they know they have 24 episodes.
No, I don't buy that. I don't
either, because I remember, was it Simdong Light's Diary?
Yes.
Was also a Joseon, most of it took place in the Joseon era.
Wasn't that a 60 episode or
no? That was a 24 as well.
Oh, okay.
That was, but longer than usual. So they took their time, but I was really engrossed in the Joseon era story, more so than the modern day mirror stuff.
There at least were portions of it that you were like, oh, I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yes. And an interesting character. And
unfortunately, this, for me, Mr. Sunshine.
Well, you mentioned having something to hold on to. You didn't have any characters or plot. Yeah, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll report back when I'm all caught up, see if the opinion has changed. But also on the love list, although kind of like do we need to go to therapy show Your House Helper?
Right.
Because the first hour this week was just kind of like Marisa said, it was just like, what?
It was like a car running out of gas.
I was like, what?
Yes.
It just went.
That's a good analogy. And we're just like, again, we're just gonna hang out here
really
for a sec. And I'm like, we were going along so nicely, and everything was unfolding. And there's still some stuff to get done.
And you mentioned, and I didn't even realize this. I figured we'd only hit like maybe 3/4. I figured we had at least 2 or 3 weeks to really get.
This is almost
She's
over.
like, this is over next week. I'm like, no, Karen, there's no way. They just reviewed a big plot point, and I looked it up online. I'm like, oh my god.
And when we had that conversation, I had not watched the second hour, so I did since then, and I'm just like, oh, hello, plot twist.
Hey, it's your mom. What?
That's the same, the person that he's been missing, and he finally overcame it through the watching of the river, went back to the place. Now all of a sudden you start having strange looks. We're talking about the bartender,
Garam.
Who's
an adorable little puppy.
He's so great. And he's helping out the nail salon owner get through her men issues. And then suddenly he starts giving sidelong glances towards, not the sexy kind, but the suspicious kind, to our house helper when he talks about going back to the old apartment. And I'm just like,
it just kind of like,
it just became a different show. Huh?
Yeah. It's like they ran out of, they just kind of were like, well, everyone's with who they're supposed to be with. Now what do we do?
Well, but I felt like there was still a little bit more to go with those stories, even the main couple.
Right. I don't know. I think if our main guy had ended up with manager on, I'd be enjoying the show a lot more.
Right?
I think she's the one.
But I did love the fact that, did you watch the episode where one of her assistants is totally into her and
will do anything.
It's so adorable.
Oh yes. Oh right.
And our lead girl kind of helped him out, like, you should take him out to dinner, and he's like,
to thank him for all the coffee he's been buying.
So I was
I
like,
haven't gotten there yet.
That's the second hour.
That's cute.
So the second hour this week did pick up a little bit. So
okay.
But anyway,
I have no idea how they're gonna wrap it up in 2 hours.
I don't know, but we'll stay in love, Your House Helper, and please let's stay in love through the end. We'll find out.
Here's the baking soda.
Yes.
Baking soda and vinegar.
I have learned a lot of really great tips. I will say that. I've learned some really good house helping tips.
I'm like, there can't possibly be any sponsorship for this because we're just talking about baking soda,
vinegar,
water.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I don't see like Arm & Hammer, the South Korean equivalent of Arm & Hammer labels anywhere. So it's very, very. I'm inspired again to get rid of stuff. Not that I've actually done it yet, but I keep talking about it, so we'll see. And then on my like list, I did start my ID is Gangnam Beauty based on your recommendation.
Yay. So good.
I put it on like. I will say it's a strong like because once I started it, because I was a little bit behind you guys. I was like, I have to watch the next episode. That's why I put off the other ones. Yeah. So interesting. What I really appreciate about the show, and I think this echoes what you've both shared, is that it's not telling me how to feel about things, but it is presenting all of these points of view in this culture of just sexual bias and sexual harassment, and like pretty equals higher status in society. But you've got representations of all opinions ranging from that's completely wrong, you shouldn't do that, to of course you should grow your hair out and smile more and wear short skirts. It's just like, but I feel as a viewer, I mean, I know I have my opinions, so I'm like, come on, girls, right? Yes, okay, thank you for saying something, thank you for talking back. And thanks to the men who come in with some awareness saying, hello, other seniors, this is not an okay way to act. So, but as a viewer, I feel like it's just being presented to me, and I appreciate all points of view being represented. And of course, the eventual plot points that they are choosing to go with, so, if that makes sense. So that is why I'm liking my ideas. Gangnam Beauty.
Yeah.
So, and then I think actually that is my whole list. Because again, it's been a week, but I will say, because we've already talked about it, looking forward to Terry's Behind Me in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Is that when it comes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We're already here?
Well, I maybe 3 weeks.
Oh, I guess
early
it's
September.
mid-August,
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it is. It's almost the end of August.
know.
Thank God, I've never been so happy for the end of August in my life, and that's saying something.
So Jen, on to
So
you.
me, okay. So again, I have to put Gangnam Beauty in my loved category, or a really, really strong like. Because as I mentioned, I was kind of on the fence the last couple of the last week's episodes because maybe they just hit a lull or whatever. But this week, they just hit some really great points. And the two that we've already talked about all of them here, but the two that I would say that really struck me in this one was when the senior got the guys to apologize, and the girls were like, and the girl who's my new girl crush, I don't remember her name, but she had the backward baseball hat on, and she was like, we'll accept your apology. It doesn't mean that if you don't change your ways, we won't come at you again. And I'm like, yes. Loved that moment. And then our girl, Mireille, with her dad.
Oh,
her dad. It was just so sweet. And it was so, yes. I mean.
He's like, by that one.
But like they went and did karaoke this week, and they were singing, and he held her hand, and it was just so lovely that they got their relationship back. And so those were really the two moments that we hadn't really touched on that really got me this week. But yeah, they're just hitting so many amazing points that it's just a really, really solid show. This is going to be really disappointing if they don't stick the landing on this one. This one is going to be super.
I think if it keeps going as it is.
No, absolutely. But we've all seen it happen. So I think
true.
This one could be Misty levels of rage. So,
oh no!
Yeah, I'm just saying because that's how well I feel like they've done everything up till then, right? And then I will say, still 17. I don't know. I was looking for something to watch because I had run out of shows, and I was like, blah blah blah. Twitter, everyone out there, and Twitter.
So what's this? I mean, it's crossed my radar. Yeah. I accidentally stumbled across episode 5 on broadcast TV, and I was like, oh, this looks good. Oh, it's episode 5. I can't watch.
Both Drama Milk and Wine in a K-drama both recommended. There is this car accident. There's a bus accident when they're younger.
She's 30, but 17.
And obviously fate. But I will say the fate here is it's very heavy-handed, but it's also done well. If I may say.
Good.
Like it's actually, and they're both just doing such a good job. And it's just been a really, really enjoyable one. It's one of those, like when you've had a day and you're like, I'm gonna go home and watch drama, and you're like, what is the one that calls to you, and you're trying to figure out which one to hit play on?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hitting play on Still 17.
Oh,
so
that's
I'm
great.
really enjoying it. It's just a lot. It's just a sweet, well done show. I really am enjoying time. I don't know why, because it's everything I'm against in a television show. It's super, super Milo. It is ridiculous Milo. But there's so much of it that it's become almost this situation where I'm like, okay, I just need to see how you end this. Because if you end this the way it should be ended, that's just mean and cruel, and you should never be allowed to do television again. so you know, I'm just kind of like, hey, guy with an inoperable brain tumor for the entire show. And this, you're befriending and making this girl like you, basically, that has already lost her mother and her sister to murder. And then you're gonna die a horrible death.
He hasn't
Not yet. We haven't. She hasn't learned that part yet.
All right.
She doesn't know anything really of his involvement. But I'm wildly fascinated in how we're gonna get to the end of the show because I'm like, I don't know.
This does sound like throwback.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
wow.
I will say what I'm really interested in though, they do a really interesting thing with editing, where they'll mirror one scene about sleeping over someone's place with another scene, and they'll see how like the dark side does it and then the light side does it, that I've really been interested in, that I've watched a few times with the watch and with the blanket. And there's been a couple of things like that where I'm like, oh, so they do have some very clever storytelling devices that I'm also very into. Cool. And then your house helper, I'm gonna finish it because it's only got 2 more episodes, 4 more episodes left. But it just kind of, it literally ran out of gas. Where I was like, oh, that's it. This is okay. So that's on my kind of question mark one.
You know what bugs me? That's not how you string a necklace of pearls. That's not how you do it.
You don't put 2 on and roll it.
You have some experience with.
No, you put a knot in between each pearl so that the necklace breaks. They don't all fall.
Yes. Even I know that.
So that whole the first couple episodes where like she picked one up and it all fell off.
Or she's teaching the other Ajumas in the neighborhood how to string. That's not how you do it.
Yeah. It makes no sense. I mean, the whole story really. When you get down to
the credibility designer is wrong. The baking soda is correct.
Vinegar, baking soda.
I'm a huge fan of baking soda. And then one that we haven't even mentioned, but it's probably going to be on my drop list, but it's kind of hiding in the corner, is Your Honor, and that's really all I'll say about that, because it's just kind of, it's fodder if I've got nothing else to watch.
I haven't started it, so.
Oh my gosh, so there it is. Wow, we did watch more shows than we thought we did this week, in addition to KCON. So it's been a busy week. I hope you guys had a great week, but that's us. That's the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa. Be sure to find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah. Please subscribe to us on YouTube to keep the K-drama copy klatch going. Thanks for watching.